Hello and welcome. Just wanted to start a stream today and just start talking. Hopefully, we have somebody coming in shortly. Just wanting to see what's going on. And just want to say hello to everyone watching. How are how are you doing today? Let me throw the link out there for everyone. If anyone wants to join in, you are more than welcome to. And Aberjam, what's going on?
Hey, buddy, how am I coming through today?
Absolutely wonderful, clear, crystal clear.
Well, we'll see how long that lasts, eh? As soon as I start to robot, let me know.
Oh, absolutely. So, how's the download going?
We're about halfway through. I'm eager to get out there in the American wilds and get my tires dirty. I don't know why. I enjoy games like that. For anyone that's watching and is wondering, I'm downloading SnowRunner, which is the sequel to Spin Tires Mud Runner. It's just been released today. It's basically it's just a game where you have off-road vehicles and you have to do a lot of off-roading, rescue vehicles that are stranded and abandoned, make deliveries through mud-strewn mountains and stuff like that. It sounds boring, and to some people playing it's probably boring, but to some of us, we enjoy the challenge.
Well, if it's fun to you, that's what matters.
Yeah, absolutely. So yeah, looking forward to that. And how have you been today?
It's getting better actually. Right now I'm at a yellow, so that's much better than what I was earlier.
Oh, that's awesome. Big improvement. What did you think of the live stream? Were you were on Trekker's live stream earlier today, weren't you?
Yes, I was.
Yeah, that was good fun. It's kind of, I mean, if you look at Cameo for too long, it sort of gets a little boring. But I mean, the novelty of it is pretty good. It's fun finding out who charges the most and who
Oh,
charges who charges themselves way above their pay grade.
like there's some people. It's like you want what?
I know, right? I mean, a lot of them they're charging around about 50 or $60, which is about on mark. If you go to a lot of the cons, then you'll find that when they're at the table at the cons, they'll charge you 50 quid for a signed photo or take a photograph with them. So
Right.
that price seems about par for the course. Um, and some of them do a pretty good lengthy message as well. I think I don't. It doesn't seem like there is a set parameter where they charge you a certain dollar amount per minute, or whether you request that they do a long one. It seems to me that they just sort of, depending on how enthusiastic they are on the message itself, they may go short or they may go long.
Yeah.
You know. But LeVar Burton, $250, man. I mean, I like the guy, but that seems a little OTT to me. That said, I did say on Anti-Tech's streams that of a lot of the actors that are doing this. LeVar's messages do seem to be a lot more professionally delivered. He seems to be, actually concentrating on the message rather than taking time from his last coffee break to just do
Right.
it on his way to the bathroom.
Oh yes, I was just interrupting my whatever I was doing today, and thought, oh, I'll just slap together a message for you here.
Yeah, a lot of them it does seem to be just a quick buck. I mean, it's in a way it's sort of sad when you see some of them. It's clear it's almost like they're prostituting themselves. Do you know what I mean? It seems
Exactly.
it seems a little degrading to them. I mean, I guess it's their job. Celebrity is what pays their checks, but it just seems a little sad in some ways that they're out there pimping themselves. Please hire me to do your birthday message. But it is what it is, and some of them do it more in a more dignified fashion than others. Like I say, LeVar Burton does it pretty well. I agree with Annie Trecker. I liked Robert Picardo. I thought Robert Picardo's videos are pretty good, and he seems to be, dedicated to making a good job of it. And I like that he kind of takes on the mantle of the Doctor as well. A lot of the time, he actually gets in character, which is cool.
I like that. That is, yeah. I mean, that's what they're paying for.
Yeah, of course.
You know,
So, if you could afford a message from one of them, which one would you hire? Who would you hire to do a message or to do a channel endorsement?
oh, honestly, I don't think I'd pick any of them. I really don't. It's just. Mm,
Why not?
if I'm going to pay for a prostitute, I want something out of it.
Well, the endorsement is what you're getting out of it. That's what you're paying for. I mean, Bird seems happy with Dax on his channel. He seems to get a little bit of a rise out of it every time he plays it, if you know what I mean.
Oh, yes.
Ooh, she's cute. Every time he plays it, ooh, she's cute. All right, Bird, we get it. You got a Dax crush. I would definitely. I mean, he's not on there, but if I could, I would definitely want an endorsement from Commander Shran. I love Shran. He's got the best story arc in the whole of Enterprise. He's brilliant.
That would be a good actor to have.
Yeah, I'd love to have him just like, greetings, pink skin. Welcome to the channel. Talk amongst yourselves. But if you cross me,
I like that.
yeah. So do you have a favorite, talking of Enterprise, and since you and Canuck are doing some reviews, do you have a favorite character from that show?
I really can't say. Well, I can tell you who isn't my favorite.
Well, that was going to be my next question. Who do you hate?
Actually, most of the Vulcans I can't stand. They're just so arrogant.
Well, I mean, the arrogance I could handle. I mean, even way back in Star Trek canon, they had a bit of a rep for being arrogant, and a lot of it was down to a misconception by humans, that humans just aren't used to that kind of neutral, kind of emotionless state, so they just kind of see it as arrogance rather than statement of fact. But the Vulcans in Enterprise are definitely more emotionally driven. I mean, they're still not as emotional as humans, but on occasions they are. I mean, that dude on the High Council who's trying to start a war. I mean, he gets full on angry at times, and I'm thinking that's not the Vulcan way. There aren't Vulcans that are like that. The only time they get like that is during Ponfar.
Yes, exactly. And Bertapay 5, Kapla.
Oh, Kapla, Joe. How are you doing, sir? Got any celebrities stuck up your nose yet?
Wonder if he's checked anyone new out today.
I bet he's been through all of them. And not just the Star Trek ones, but the sports ones and the non-sports ones too. That was my poor attempt at Anakin, talking about slaughtering the women and the children too.
Oh, you know.
Are you coming on, Bird? There you go. He's backstage.
Okay, good. I just checked. He wasn't, so good deal. Kapla.
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 And what are you doing today?
I got a doctor's appointment in about 50 minutes, virtual, and then that'll be about an hour. So sometime after that, maybe 3:30 or so, I figured I'd stream a game.
It sounds good. Any idea what game or?
And back and forth between Risk and Counter-Strike Go. Anybody have a preference?
You can flip a coin over it.
Yeah, I don't really have a preference.
No?
Right, so I'll probably just see how I feel like when. I think Risk is more talkative. We get to talk more amongst each other.
Right.
But yeah, I'll see.
I think that's definitely a consideration for when you're streaming to an audience, is if you've got a good crack going. You tend to be pretty good at the crack even when you're playing a game by yourself. But it's definitely worth thinking about.
Bird is good at streaming and playing with himself.
Conversation.
Is that what you're saying?
Yes, he is. Well, he exposed his wang on live stream yesterday.
I did not.
Yes, you did. There was wang all over the screen.
Not my wang.
My screen was covered in wang when I was watching your stream yesterday. I got a good 10 minutes face full of wang. More wang than I'm comfortable with, I can tell you that.
That must have been the part I was asleep for.
You're not supposed to tell Bird that you sleep through his streams. It's supposed to be encouraging, not discouraging.
Well, when you haven't slept most of the night and had been in pain, then yeah. Well, I slept through half of Anti-Trekker stream, so
Well, that's fair enough. Everyone sleeps through Anti-Trekker streams. I mean, what is there to keep you awake? All those crappy parody songs. Whose idea was that? What idiot came up with that idea?
Let's see here. You have the parody songs, and you have Bird of Prey 5. So, where's he earning the money?
He earns his money by holding celebrities prisoner in his cellar and bribing them to release them. Have you figured out who you're going to get for your next endorsement, Bird?
No, not yet.
We need someone with loads of money that can just get these celebrities to do the most ridiculous messages. So you're a bit of a Star Trek nerd, Bird. We were just discussing our favorite and least favorite characters from Enterprise. You got any?
Favorite would be Porthos.
Why is that not a surprise?
Second favorite would be, I guess, Dr. Phlox.
Oh, yes.
And least favorite, would probably be Reed. Malcolm Reed.
Reed's a bit kind of. They try to give him a good story arc in the last
Didn't really
season,
need
don't
him.
they? But,
He
yeah,
was kind of like the extra.
yeah. They would have been. I think they would have been fine in the Makos at the beginning of season 3 if they'd had them from season 1.
I did like, however, the read alerts, that they were the precursor to the red alerts. And people are like, I'm getting tired of these read alerts. That was a great line. That was my favorite Reed episode by far.
Yeah.
Honestly, though, they were all the characters were pretty solid. Like, I know some people hate Trip. I didn't. I like Trip. I like.
I'm the opposite. I love Trip.
I
Trip's
like
my
Oakley,
second favorite.
T'Pol. I mean, everybody. I really like Dr. Phlox. So
Trek seems to have a bit of a gold run with their doctors.
And I like Mayweather too, because he had some experience. Some freighter experience. That was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think they didn't do enough with Mayweather. I think he had the potential to be a good character, but they kind of left on the back burner a bit.
I'd agree. I'll be interested in seeing what Rambling has to say about, as we get further along in Enterprise.
Rumbling seems to be a bit of a stickler for the finer minutiae of Trek, so he may not be all that impressed. I'm not big into the smaller details, like how phase cannons work and all that kind of stuff. So I don't get as hung up on stuff like that as he does.
Well, see, my thing is, I think one thing you have to consider, again, it ended too quickly.
Yeah, totally agree. It felt like they kind of got halfway through the season and they got word that this is your last season, boys, wrap it up. And then they just had like about 4 or 5 episodes left to make some kind of finishing arc. And then bringing Star Trek TNG into the last episode, I love TNG, but I wanted Enterprise to stand on its own for its last episode. They kind of felt like they'd really lost their faith in the story just as a whole, and so they were trying to lean on TNG to pull some emotional strings or something. But
yeah,
it didn't work for me.
What I'd like to see is a cut of that where you interlace the two together. If you're going to have them out there anyhow, put the two stories together and actually work it to make it into a story.
Yeah, it's sort of Riker's side of the story didn't really seem to make that much sense. I couldn't figure out what he was doing. Something to do with a ship with cloak technology that they shouldn't have had, and he wanted to tell Picard about it, or he was trying to figure out whether or not to tell Picard about it.
Yeah.
And it just felt rushed, like it was thrown in there as some kind of excuse to try and. It almost kind of felt like they'd finished the last episode from the Enterprise point of view, but they didn't have any footage. So we're like, what can we do? Oh, we'll just throw in some TNG to try and link it all together.
Yeah.
It felt very strange.
What did you think, Bird?
It's definitely the worst final episode of second generation Trek.
I definitely agree. I think we all agree there. Hi, Trekkie gal. How are you doing? Last I knew, you were in the hospital.
And I'd be like,
Trekkie Girl.
every other final episode was great episodes of their respective series, minus TOS.
Yeah, TOS. Yeah, those two.
That was just a bad episode they ended with. They didn't know it was the last episode.
Yeah. At least that one, it wasn't planned as a
But
final.
All Good Things, What We Leave Behind, Endgame, those were all great episodes. While Endgame has its issues, but I still liked it.
I still liked it, yeah. I would say of the three, that was the weakest.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
Because those were the only three that really had final episodes that actually made sense.
Oh, Trekkie Girl arguing with doctors in van services all morning. I've been there with the van services.
What
And the
van
doctors,
services?
but-
We talking Meals on Wheels or what?
If it's the same, it's van, just transport you between home and doctor.
Okay. I get it.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling better at least. That part is good.
Yeah.
So is this a routine virtual appointment, Bert, or is it something different?
No, it's routine every month. So
Fun.
Was it you that gave the wrong number, Trekkie Gal, or was it them that gave the wrong number? I'm guessing it was them. Oh, they'll probably blame it on the computer. Computer's fault. We don't have humans working here anymore. It's all the computer's fault.
Of course, we can blame.
Computer says no. Talking of good and bad episodes.
sorry.
Oh, sorry, Bert. Go on.
I was saying the computer says you don't exist. Sorry, we can't help you. Are you sure you exist? Press 1 if you're sure you exist. We didn't hear you press anything. Goodbye.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me, Trekkie Gal. Wrong number.
Well, they deal with so many numbers, you can't expect them to get every number right.
It's a deer, it's not a donkey.
Well, considering that they're the ones that do the form, I would think that, that's part of their job.
Well, yeah, they're supposed to give the right information. I mean, imagine if they give you the wrong diagnosis.
One
That's
time,
been known to happen.
I had a nurse bring me 30 pills, 30 vitamin A pills. While I was in the hospital, the nurse came with a cup of 30 vitamin A pills. She wanted me to take them. I was like, what are you
All
talking
at once?
about? 30? Yeah, all at once. I was like, what are you talking about? 30 pills. It's like the doctor wrote you need 100,000 units of vitamin A. I did, so it's 30 pills. I was like, is it possible he meant 30,000? That would be 3. And I was like, well, wait. And she was getting pissed at me. I was like, let me ask you this. In your entire professional career as a nurse, have you ever given anyone 30 of the exact same pill at the same time? She wouldn't answer. Have you ever given somebody this much vitamin A before? She wouldn't answer. Then she said, fine, you don't want to take it? I'll just mark it as refused. I'm like, I'm not saying refuse. I just want to get a second opinion. Can we call the doctor and make sure you ask him, doctor, do you really want me to give him 30 pills? And that's all I want to ask. Please, I just need to hear from the doctor. He wrote it down as refused. And then I told the doctor next time, and he never said anything. And nobody ever came to give me the pills again. So I guess I didn't really need them. Not 3, not 30.
They were going to send you home with rickets.
I Googled what the toxic dose of vitamin A is, and it would have been over it. Barely and over it. I mean,
Good grief.
I think he
See,
just he multiplied by 10 or something somewhere, or carried an extra zero and meant 3 pills of vitamin A, because my vitamin A was a bit low.
Right.
I can understand fine giving me 3 doses of the vitamin, not 30 though.
That's insane.
And if I hadn't
I would-
questioned it, God knows what would have happened.
I would imagine if you had no vitamin A at all, 30,000 would still be too much. 300,000
Yeah.
would still be too much to give you. The
Yeah,
human body probably holds like a quarter of that at any given time. You know?
it'd probably rip a hole in my stomach too, not to mention just the whole amount of extra vitamin. Not that all that much is probably absorbed. It's probably all pissed out or pooped out, to be honest. But
Well, I can tell you from experience, a hole in the stomach is no fun. No fun at all. Greetings, Yorktown. Greetings, Kitty.
hello, 47 Captain MKG.
What's going on today? 47 Yorktown and Captain MK. Whatever. I can't like. My mouth is not punching.
MKG. It's only 3 letters, man. Get your tongue around it. As Bird said to the she-males.
Oh,
No.
But it's impossible for you to live a life without ridicule, Bird. I hope you understand this. You're gonna have to get used to it. You are here to bring us joy.
I'll have to be more picky about which live streams I join.
You have to be more picky about what you tell people about your past as well. Oh dear. You have the best stories, Bird. They're so entertaining. I love them.
well, how is Mama Bray?
Mama Pray, she's fine. You want to say hello, Mama Pray?
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Mama Pray. We love you.
Did they hear me?
And she
Yes.
asked if there's anyone there she needs to put on a list.
Not yet.
Okay.
Not yet.
Is this Uncle Paulie's list or?
Yeah, kind of.
Well, then anti-trucker.
Loki,
Yeah, anti-checker always on Paulie's list.
Loki snuck in. Blame Loki. Also, hashtag likes for Loki.
Loki the stream ninja.
I have
Loki.
to.
Did you bring tacos, Loki?
How's Sassy doing, Bird? Is she still milking it?
She is. She is. She got Mama Pray to lift her a few times. Then Mama Pray got some old steps we used to have, bath steps, and put them so Sassy could go up and down them to get on the bed easier.
Of
And
course.
she'll use them when Mama Pray's standing next to him. But if Mama Pray's not there, she basically just jumps up on the bed like everything's fine. But when Mama Pray's there, she takes her time, goes up the steps, and then turns on her back so Mama Pray rubs her belly.
So you got to milk it for attention.
Oh, look,
Yeah.
he got tacos. Very cool.
That dog is ruined at all.
Josh Street, I don't owe any money to CBS.
Oh. Why would you owe money to CBS, Bird?
I don't have the slightest idea, but I was
I'm
there with
pretty sure it'll be
Dear
explained.
Bob that involved CBS, me paying CBS. I think I owed according to a Dear Bob, I owed somebody some money, but I didn't. I don't remember it being CBS.
Josh said something about paying
thought it
CBS
was.
to release Uncle Paulie.
Now I remember something that was supposedly from Sassy. You know.
There was Sassy. There was also one that same claimed I ordered, I think, alpaca blow up dolls. And I $129.95 for alpaca blow up dolls and patch kits.
Yes, I remember that one from yesterday.
That one I missed.
I agree, Trekkie Girl. They owe me.
I think CBS owes all of us for the damage they've done. They must pay. The CBS Book Club. How did the CBS Book Club manage to kidnap Uncle Paulie?
Loki's thanking Trekkie Girl for pizza that Josh Street put in. But sorry, Josh Street. I guess it's no longer your pizza.
Pizza.
Oh, I would.
Oh, it was the CBS Book Club. Oh, right. The CBS Book Club. Apparently, I ordered books back in the day using the stamps when I was a minor, and they want their money.
What kind of books were you ordering, Bert?
It wasn't me.
That's what they all say.
Well, see, I liked the you know, they had the record club, the book club, that kind of thing. It was kind of fun to look through what all they had to offer.
I like to look through, and the magazines.
Yeah.
Yeah. It would always come down to like Popular Science, Popular Mechanics, Electronic Gaming Monthly, Game Pro, and I don't know. I would throw in like one general, like Newsweek or something. And that was pretty much the same magazine I would take when I was flying anywhere. I just buy them in the gift shop. Although EMG and Electronic Gaming Monthly and Gamer Pro or whatever the hell that one was, those seemed to go out of print early. But Popular Science and Popular Mechanics, they were still publishing paper versions. I'm not sure if they still are, but even when I was flying as late as 2008, they still had them.
Yeah.
Do you think paper is going out of fashion, Bird? Will everything be digitized in the future?
I don't know that it'll go out of fashion, but it might just become impractical by cost to ship paper. So it's just going to be something they're going to have to get electronic, because nobody's going to want to sell paper for $5 for a 12-page magazine.
Well, it seems like Loki is hungry this morning. Or afternoon, excuse me.
Cookies and pizza. Interesting combination.
But don't forget about the tacos he brought.
Taco. Checky Gal said all she got was milk and water. At least you got milk, Checky Gal. You should try living in a Kurogan prison cell. All you get is pond water, and it's stagnant.
Can't be that stagnant if we keep giving it to you.
I think. Oh, there's a confession. There's a confession.
Not a confession. It's just
it's an outright confession.
It can't be that stagnant if we keep giving it to you. He admits it.
That's direct quotes. Yeah.
That's not
a direct quote.
It's just a logical, pointing out a logical fallacy.
No, that right there is a complete admission of guilt, Bird. If you're feeding me stagnant pond water, that means you are holding me in a Kurogan prison cell.
No, if you are saying you're getting constant stagnant pond water, then that's an oxymoron.
Why?
Because if you were getting a constant stream of pond water, it wouldn't be stagnant.
I can't drink a whole pond's worth in a day, Bird. How big do you think my stomach is? A pond of stagnant water could last a very long time.
There's presumably other prisoners. It's not that they're only giving one cup to you.
I don't know.
Getting a cup of pond water. Presumably. We need at least a dozen cups for all those prisoners.
I don't know what you're feeding the prisoners. I never see them. I'm chained to a rotting Klingon corpse. That's all I know.
By now, that
He just brings
Klingon would have
water.
brought it through, and you'd be able to just move around freely.
Well, I'm shackled to the bones of his rotting corpse. I mean, the rest of him's pretty much a puddle, but I ain't drinking that. Although it might be better than the pond water you're serving up. At least I get free Wi-Fi access from my Turdstani care packages. It's the only thing keeping me sane.
And how are those care packages getting to you? That's what I want to know.
Highly trained Turdistan dolphins.
Ah,
Yeah, they come via pond water.
Dolphins.
Yes, dolphins.
And again, if the dolphins can get in, then it's not stagnant pond water. The dolphins can get from Kurdistan. It's got to be a source of fresh water.
Well, obviously, they leap from the ocean into the pond, bird.
Obviously.
Good at jumping, so yeah.
what is this, a quantum leap or what?
I'm already in the hole, Josh. I'm using a covert internet device read by the Kurdistani aides.
And Sassy looks comfortable.
Yeah.
Live life luxury.
Sassy attack bird. He's thinking of kicking you off the bed again. No, it's not true.
He does the same with his prisoners, Josh Street. He just comes in and kicks us for 10 minutes.
Sassy, bird had
therapy
food for
him.
you.
I can hear her snoring. She's out.
I bet even the W word would wake her up right now.
I doubt anything would wake her up right now. Looks quite comfortable.
She'd get up immediately if Mama Prey opened the refrigerator, or somebody knocked on the door, or the phone rang. She'd probably get up for any of those things.
I was going to say it was anti, just the rustle of jerky packets would be enough.
Ah, what's going on with your Discord, Turkey Gal?
And what is spelled GB?
Sorry, who's Discord?
Turkey Gal
Oh,
needs her Discord fixed. Not sure what's going on, but I wonder what. Well, that's strange.
Can you access it using a different device, Trekkie Girl?
motorcycle came by. She woke up.
Of course, because she, has to protect. It's like, okay, is that nearby? Do I need to go? Oh, no, I'm fine.
Might I go too much? I'm going to stay here and make you pampered.
FedEx truck drove by that time. They didn't stop, Sassy. They kept driving. Oh, she heard that.
Mhm. Ow.
Now, does she get?
Ow.
Does Sassy get down on her own, or does she try to get Mama Prey
No,
to help her down?
she does get down on her own.
So she hasn't tried buttering up to Mama Prey to help her get down.
She's got steps right there, so she could get up and down fairly easily if she wanted to. But she ignores the steps most of the time and just jumps up and down as if the steps weren't even there. Once in a while, she'll use the steps. And if Mama Prey's there, then she'll use the steps.
I wonder if that person that was hunting me down was the person.
Well, people are looking at Sassy, yes. You're going to take Sassy away from you? Us? She's going to follow you outside. Yeah. Okay. Now, Mama Prey just took Sassy.
I didn't take her. She came on her own.
Oh yeah, she's. Here's that door and goes, "Hello, I'm out the door."
It's a nice day out. I don't blame her.
Oh no. At Josh Street, I would agree. Sassy does have her humans trained.
Isn't that the same as all pets, though?
Absolutely.
Wrapped around their little finger.
Speaking of which,
Everything.
where's your cat?
I was just going to mention her. Everything my cat does is designed to inconvenience and frustrate me. Right now, I think she's on the window ledge behind the curtain. But to give you an example of what she's like, I'll have the living room door wide open into the stairwell
Yes.
in the hallway, and she will go and lean up the door and push it shut, and then scrape on it with her paws to demand that I open it.
Of course.
Or she will yell and yell and yell at the back door to make me open it. So I'll open the back door, and then she'll just sit just inside the back door looking out. Not going out, just I want the door open.
Well,
and the irony is there'll be a window wide open right next to the door that she could jump out of if she wanted to. But no. Just anything that inconveniences my human.
Of course.
Little psycho he is.
That's a cat for you, though.
Oh yeah, cats are little bastards, but you gotta love them.
See, I've had both dogs and cats. I'm still more of a dog person. This is me.
Oh, I've had cats and dogs, and I like dogs, but I have more of an affinity with cats. I can take or leave a dog, but I'll always have cats. I think because I see myself in them, bunch of little bastards. My missus wants us to get a husky dog after we're married. I'm okay with that. I'm gonna get one of those Siberian huskies.
Of course.
Hopefully with blue eyes. I hear they're quite rare, but we want one with blue eyes. So getting back to Enterprise, because I've just finished and I am kind of brimming with Enterprise feelings. What are your thoughts on this is for both of you? What are your thoughts on A Mirror Darkly?
It's not all answer at once.
Go ahead, Bird. You go ahead.
Overall, I liked it. I really hated the Gorn. The Gorn should not be a fast. I'm okay with them updating the graphics for the Gorn, but it shouldn't be fast. It should be slow, right? One of the things about the Gorn was it was a slow-moving creature. So to update it to a freaking dinosaur looking, okay, that's what they meant it to look like, but at least let it still be fairly slow. That I didn't like. The rest of it, I kind of enjoyed.
I thought it was rather hammy myself. You know, I mean, obviously the actors were enjoying playing their evil well, not evil, but you know, their nasty counterparts. But it felt very hammy to me. You know,
I would say I thought it was a little too long. I think it could have been done in one episode versus two. It looked like they tried to stretch it just a little too far.
well, I think there's a bit of that throughout season 4. I mean, you can tell they were, you know, trying to get some viewership back because there's a lot of 2 and 3 part stories in that season.
Yeah.
You know, whereas previously they weren't. I know season 3 is kind of a running story, but generally speaking, they're all fairly individual episodes for the most part, whereas season 4 is filled with 2 and 3 parters. I did enjoy seeing the Constellation class starship, though. What was it? It begins with a D. I forgot the name of it. It's essentially the Enterprise by any other name. I enjoyed seeing that. That was nice. It was very well done. It was nice seeing the quote unquote Enterprise bridge on a modern show. That was cool. But I agree with you, Bird, about the Gorn. You know, I thought the idea of having him lurking in the shadows, that was kind of cool. You know, that little bit of a sort of a slight horror aspect. But yeah, it didn't need to be this kind of fast moving kind of super enemy.
Josh, if they change the gravity on that deck, then everybody should be moving faster. And let's face it, they never change the gravity on a per deck basis. So they just clearly decided to make the Gorn fast. I don't think we need any ridiculous. I think I heard Anti-Trek or somebody explain, well, you know, if they're cold-blooded creatures, we don't know what the temperature was on the planet versus the temperature on the ship. You know, just enough is enough. Okay, they retconned it to be a fast dinosaur, like a raptor from Jurassic Park. That's what they wanted, and that's what they did.
Yeah.
I don't need to make up any more reason beyond that. I mean, listen, you can do it. I just don't understand why. It didn't add to the story. You know, Gorn would have still been as deadly. We know the Gorn are deadly, and if we had seen them fight a Gorn, that would have been something interesting, you know? See the Gorn just like crack somebody's bone right in half, just so you see the strength they have that, you know, we always saw they had in Arena, but we never actually saw them get to attack Kirk hand on hand.
Getting to the graph plating, because again, I'm not huge on the minutia. How does that fit in with the law? The fact that they're turning individual plates on and off, or increasing and decreasing gravity on individual graph plates. Does that work in the established canon?
The only time we've seen it happen that I can recall was in Deep Space Nine. There was one episode where in one crewman's quarters they lowered the gravity because her home planet had very low gravity. And she had to use a wheelchair everywhere else on the station, but in her quarters she could walk. She could actually fly. which made no sense because like
No.
I mean that these people fly around their home planet. The gravity was basically off. It was so low it was basically off. Bashir
Right.
could fly, she could fly, and like okay, fine. But that was the only time I ever recall seeing it on a per deck basis. I mean, obviously in Star Trek 6, the entire ship lost gravity, not just
Right.
particular rooms.
Right.
But it makes sense to me that they could adjust gravity on a per deck basis. Sure, I get it. It's probably possible, but we just never see them do it. So to say that's what they did without any further explanation, I can't accept that.
No.
I thought it was a quite a good way of incapacitating the Gorn. I liked it as a solution. I just wondered how it fitted into established science of Star Trek.
Oh, at the end when they incapacitated him, that I'm okay with. What I was saying was I don't believe the fact that they had it lowered so that he could move very fast when everybody else around him seemed to be moving normally.
Right. No, I would agree with you on that one.
Yeah, but at the
had,
end, just up to gravity. I mean, yeah, I could see
Yeah.
it being possible. I would think that there would be a limit. And a Gorn is supposed to be a very strong creature. So I would think the Gorn should have been able to overcome the strongest gravity that, you could generate inside a starship.
Well, they said it was 20 times normal gravity, which would mean that he would have to be capable of lifting more than 20 times his own body weight in order to be able to move. I know that's possible for things like ants and spiders. Not sure if lizards are capable of doing the same.
Only in that arena, that was a very strong creature. He picked up a giant rock and was able to throw it like it was made out of foam because it was.
Well, that's because it was made out of foam.
I know, but they're supposed to think of it like, he could pick up a giant boulder and toss it for, 40, 50 feet like it's nothing.
That's one of the things I love about OG Trek is when they're lifting heavy objects that are clearly made of foam rubber, and you can see that they're doing their best. It just looks so bad. They're pretending that this extremely light object is like a huge boulder's worth of weight. It kind of looks stupid.
That does, that does look stupid.
But that's part of the charm of Star Trek, is particularly with the original series, with them having a comparatively low budget. I mean, I know at the time it was quite a big budget, but comparatively it was a low budget, and so a lot of the things they did was just born of necessity or ingenuity, and that's part of the charm of original Trek.
Well, with the original Trek, there was no CG available. You couldn't pretend something was there and it wasn't. And I think that shows have gone too heavy in relying on CG, where they could just go, we'll just CGI it in later. No big deal.
Well, I know they've updated some of the effects for the HD releases of the original show, and there are YouTube videos out there that show you comparing the original footage compared to the re.
Number one Sci-Fi is backstage. Sorry.
They actually have a pretty good job, through the feel of the original Trek. It does, the effects don't look out or anything.
By the way, how's your download going, Aberjam?
Oh, I finished. Well, see, now that we're getting a fault in 160 where my mic was stupid, so get near that and let me know.
Captain Track.
Mm-hmm.
Number one Sci-Fi says he's backstage.
Oh yes, okay. I'll get to him just a second. Um, anyhow, because I know as soon as I put him on, I'm going to lose Aberdam.
Why?
Well, we know for certain, but a couple of times I've been on, but whenever we've had a fourth member join, my mic has
Well, I was
and
I
just
was going to
robotic.
drop off in 2 minutes anyway, so I just drop off now.
Okay.
I'll talk to you guys later. Take
Oh,
care.
Okay.
okay.
I'll be
Talk to you,
listening
bud.
for a few more minutes.
Don't make sense like that.
Hello, number one sci-fi. How are you?
He's muted.
Hello.
Oh, there we go.
So what's going on today?
Number one.
Yeah, I'm sick.
Number one, are you with us?
That's right. I'm sorry. You're right. Cisco did build a gravity network, gravity plate system on that Bajoran ship. Which, of course, the Bajorans wouldn't have had. But Cisco found a way to slip that in there. And apparently, it didn't weigh too much. It didn't affect the travel.
Did they ever allude in any of the Trek series as to, roughly how gravitation works, or is it just quantum?
I think Enterprise tried to, but not really.
No. I mean, fair enough. A lot of Trek science is quantum, but they do try and give a little bit of real science basis to what they do. I mean, they take great liberties, but it's usually some kind of real life foundation for a lot of stuff in there. I mean, that's what they said originally about Trek science. That, they try and put a lot of real science basis into the science of Trek, and they just sort of take liberties with
Yeah.
from there.
And you're right. He did say he didn't want to get queasy, and I can't blame him.
Yeah, was that gravity sweet spot the same as True? Was it True Flat that you get in Rick and Morty? Number one sci-fi with us yet?
Say what?
There you are. Hello. How are you doing?
Not good.
What's going on?
Good. Yeah.
Yeah, I've been sick all day.
Not good.
Oh, that's tough. Like vomit sick or ill sick?
Ill sick.
Oh, dear. Sorry to hear that. So what do you do to try and uplift yourself when you're under the weather, number one?
Say what?
What do you do to try and uplift yourself when you're under the weather?
Bart is asking if you have a fever.
What?
Do you have fever?
Yeah.
Is it Dax fever? I know a lot of people who have that.
Yeah, I got something. Hopefully not the thing, but maybe.
Oh, you think it might be the thing you got? A dry cough?
Yeah, I've been coughing.
Oh dear.
My body's ache.
I've had a dry
Hmm?
I've had a dry throat on and off for the last 3 weeks. And I don't know if it's the thing or not.
Yeah.
But if it is the thing, it's only a very, very mild version of the thing. So you got a fever and achy body.
Say what?
You're saying you've got fever and your body aches
Yep.
and a dry cough. That could be the flu, dude. Could be summer flu.
Yeah, maybe. Or it could be worse.
Could be. Hope not, though. Mambo fever. I thought you had Dax fever, Bird.
Well, we know
We all
that.
know you think she's cute.
We know Bird of Prey 5 has tax fever. Yes, that's confirmed.
Every time I see you, I Dax myself. Oh.
How high is your temperature? Number one, Sci-fi.
Don't know.
Ah,
He's hot-blooded. Check it and see. He's got a fever of 103. All straight males have Dax fever. Yeah, I suppose that's true, Bird.
yes. Well, hopefully the doctor's appointment goes well. I know it's a virtual one, but still probably a pain in the butt. Answering the same questions over and over again. And will you be? Hopefully, you'll be streaming after you get finished. So it'll be nice to have a game stream going on.
You mean a cheat stream?
Yes, a cheat stream.
But I made it early today. He said, I have all the cheats. I heard those words come out of his mouth.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go rest some more, but
That's a good idea. Number one, you go ahead and take it easy.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
take
just
it easy,
wanted,
brother. Go watch some sci-fi. Get your nerd fix.
yeah, I just wanted to, say I'm not feeling that great right
Um,
now.
thank you for letting us know.
Okay.
We'll be praying for you, buddy.
So yeah, if you don't see me for a few days, then it's gotten worse.
Okay. Well,
Hopefully we will see you. Take care.
Okay, bye.
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 Hmm.
So yes, I may be stealing the headline a little here from you and Rambling Canuck, but what are your thoughts overall on Star Trek Enterprise?
Well, I have to agree with Rambling so far. It's not exactly. It is season one, and I'm trying not to spoil anything for him. So
So hopefully he isn't watching this stream. If you're watching Canuck, spoilers.
but
I think the horse may have bolted on that one. But yeah, generally, what are your I mean, I'm not asking you specifically to rate it against other treks, but just
Right.
generally, what are your thoughts?
Generally, I think it was overall a good series. Not the best, not the worst. I think that had they been allowed to go on more seasons, it would have been ended up stronger than it was. It would have been nice to have seen Shran on the ship more.
Um, I agree with you, but I think if they'd done that, also you're running the risk of too much of a good thing. I think I would. I mean, I would love to have seen Shran every episode. Shran is my favorite character. He's actually become one of my favorite characters in all of Trek. I really like him. He's so well acted. Um, Jeffrey Combs is a great actor, and Shran has a great character arc as well. And it's not a straightforward arc. That's what I like about it. I mean, most character arcs, they start off with a particular kind of fault or hang up or something like that, and their arc is basically overcoming that thing
Right.
and becoming better for that. Whereas Shran, he has an arc, but you're never quite sure where it's going. It definitely has purpose and meaning and impact, but it keeps you guessing a lot of the time. Where it's just when you think he's coming good on one thing, he shows himself being a little bit two-faced in another thing, and so but one thing that is constant about him is he's committed to his cause. When he is a man of his word. When he says he'll do something, he'll do it. Now that thing he does may also be a way to get something behind your back, but he's still doing the thing that he says he'll do, if that makes sense.
Oh yeah.
So I really like him. He's a shrewd tactician. He's a complex character. He's the kind of guy that you would go for a drink with, but you wouldn't keep your hand off your wallet while you're buying a drink. He's he's just a great character overall, and I think if we'd have had much more of him, it might have just soured his presence a little bit. It might have just taken away from the flavor if we saw too much of him. So I agree with you. I would have liked to have seen him in every episode, but I think that might have been spreading him a little thin. But I do agree that it was, season 3 particularly, was really getting into its stride. Star Trek generally is not a sequential, not sequential. What's the most Star Treks are episodic. They're just individual episodes, one after the other.
Right.
They're all self-contained stories, and you might have a sliver of a thread winding through them, but you can always pick it up at any point and not have to worry about missing out too much.
Right.
Whereas season 3 of Enterprise was definitely, if you miss an episode or two, you're going to have to go back and catch up on those. Otherwise, some things are not going to make sense. So it was a little out of the norm for Trek, but it worked for that particular season and for that particular storyline. It worked really well, and it really kicked things up a gear. So it's definitely the best of the 4 seasons. And I think, as you said, I think if they'd had the opportunity to make more seasons, it would have only got stronger. And I think season 4 was weak because of the fact that, I'm guessing, but I think more than likely they knew that season 4 was going to be the last season, or some way into filming season 4, they found out it was going to be the last season.
Yeah.
Because it felt a little desperate with all the 2 and 3 parters, cliffhangers. They're just trying to keep an audience engaged and try and get more audience back or whatever. But it didn't feel quite as strong as season 3. And I think if they'd had the certain knowledge of at least 2 more seasons, they could have really built, and I think it would have got stronger. And it's a shame because a lot of shows do take 2 or 3 seasons to really get into their stride. I mean, it shouldn't necessarily be that way. I like a show that's going to grab me in the first few episodes, but Trek generally takes a couple of seasons to get going. I mean, Next Generation didn't really hit its stride until about season 3.
Right.
But what I loved about season 3 of Enterprise is it kind of felt a bit Babylon 5-ish in that respect. in the way that the stories are constructed. And I'm a huge fan of Babylon 5. I'm a big sucker for Babylon 5. So, I really enjoyed it. It's a great season. And it's for me, it's one of the all-time. I would say probably one of the all-time Trek seasons. I think in its own unique way, it stands up to a lot of the best seasons of other Treks.
Absolutely. Oh, and we do have LDG backstage, so maybe he can help Trekkie Gal with the Discord situation.
Hello.
Hello.
What's going on?
Not too much going on here. What's going on there?
Having a nightmare with my ISP people, but that's a story for another day. I just need to I need to relieve some stress, so I just see who's streaming. What's up? What's going on? Someone needs help?
Yeah, Trekkie Gal is having a problem with her Discord. Won't let her log in. I'm not sure what's going on.
Oh. Horrible. Sure. She's not logged in. Or, wait, she's in the chat right now.
She's in the chat right now.
Let me switch over to live chat. Are you not logged in at all? Are you able to message anybody? But wait, were you just talking about Enterprise, that whole season 4 thing?
We were talking about Enterprise overall.
Okay, yeah, I just got in when you were talking about something season 4 or whatever. Okay, yeah, it was horrible how that got canceled. Absolutely horrible. Do you have?
We were saying we felt like by the end of season 3 it was really in a stride.
Well, season 4 was like that should have been Enterprise. Like that was Enterprise. It explaining, you know what I mean, going into old canon and answering questions like Affliction and the Kishara and all that. That was awesome.
And Trekkie Gal says it's just not working on the computer.
Okay.
Let's see here.
I can on cell phone, but the computer, the app sucks, and the website don't work either. Okay. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. Try to talk Trekkie Gal through that. I'm gonna take a quick Deloja break.
Gotcha. Can you private message her whatchamacallit to me? Her Discord name, username, so I can add her and see if we can figure something out here. Unless you want to post it live, Trekkie Gal, if you want. Trying to see here. I'm assuming if you're on Asylum, if I can pull you up here. I just don't know if your Discord name is the same as your YouTube name. Doesn't necessarily have to be. I'm not seeing you there.
There you go. She's put it in the chat.
Oh, you did it? Okay. Not seeing it. Oh, there it is. Got it. I got it. Copy. Okay, yeah, Discord is very confusing. I got to say, one of the most confusing messaging apps. When I thought Skype was bad. It gets confusing. Well, once you get the hang of it, excuse me. But if you're using it on your cell phone too, that's a whole nother nature of the beast. Let me see here. Online pending and add. Just to add a friend is confusing as heck, you know. Add friend. Here we go. I need your number sign, Trekkie Gal. What's the? It should be number sign with numbers at the end of it. Assuming that 3512 is part of your actual username. Like mine is Job023, but then it's number sign, number. All right, let's try that then. Okay, sent. Got it. Okay. Did you happen to get you should be getting maybe a pop up somewhere saying I'm trying to friend you? And let's see here. Okay, so I go to friend request. Yes. Nope. No, I got you. I got you on that. All right. So online, pending, Trekkie Gal, message, testing, 1, 2, 3. I'm just trying to see if you're logged into the point where you're getting this friend request. If not, then maybe we need to do something else. It says you're offline, but I don't know if that's your privacy setting. In the top right, let me see here. Are you okay? Or right now, are you using your phone or are you on the computer or both? As far as Discord is concerned. I gotta log in the cell phone. Okay. Just waiting for you to pop up there. How long have you been streaming for, Cap? Right now, I mean.
Been going about an hour.
About an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was on the phone with Spectrum for like the last 2. Hey, Mr. L. Good morning. Crap, is he streaming?
Greetings, Mr.
Oh, I
Lundell.
missed
Greetings,
it.
Mr. Lundell. Yeah.
Frankenstein Island. Oh, dang it. All right, hopefully you got another one going on later. I hope.
Oh, I'm sure.
We got 3:00 premieres, 4:29. No, that's tomorrow. Okay. Frankenstein meets the space monster at 3:00 today. Awesome. I love how you got me. Okay, up there it is. Sweet. Hi, how you doing? I love how Mr. Londell sets reminders for like 2 days. That's like awesome. You have to check the day to make sure you're not messing up. Okay. Okay, excellent. So, Trekkie Gal, you're on your cell phone. So what are you trying to do? It looks like you're logged in. What is the actual issue that you're trying to do with it? I see what you said. I can call on the cell phone, but the computer, the app sucks, and the website don't work either. So we're talking PC. You have an issue with the PC app.
I like the app over the website.
Yeah, don't use
Personally.
the website. Yeah, don't use the website. Just download the PC app, and then if you try to use both, it gets even worse. Don't worry, I'm messaging her separately as well as speaking on the stream. So
Of course.
try to get faster answers, and we don't have the lag.
Absolutely. So, Aberjam, what's going on there now?
Just watching LDG eating what looks like pizza.
Yep. Half
Gotta
Hawaiian,
admit, I'm a little jealous.
half Hawaiian, half vegetable.
Another pineapple lover. Good on you, mate. Why do people hate pineapple on pizza so much?
Well, to be honest, I love pineapple just because of its pain relieving properties.
All right, I wasn't aware of that.
Yeah.
Pineapple is natural aspirin.
Oh, awesome. That's a handy hint to know.
I just, yeah, it's a metaphor. It's not actually aspirin. It's just the nature's version of pain relief.
No, but it acts as a painkiller.
Right.
Yeah.
He says yes, but I need to download the app again. I can't. Okay. So another step here. So you can't download the app again. Does it give you a particular error? What's why are you saying it can't? Is it giving you something? Is it giving you an error? Is it just not working? You click something, it just doesn't show up. I'm gonna get dizzy. Excuse me. But yeah, just like a lot of things today people don't even realize, right? Like it's like they've given up on nature. Things like ginger and pineapple and I mean just so many things. Cabbage that have medicinal qualities that would help you, but the problem with it is it's not, you just can't eat a pineapple and not feel pain. You have to eat pineapple every day. It has to absorb into your body. You just can't have a pineapple.
Right,
And,
it's a
yeah,
lifestyle thing.
exactly. But it does work. Turmeric is another one too. The benefits of turmeric I didn't feel until like after a couple of weeks. Matter of fact, I actually felt like weird until it actually went through my system. And then I'm like, oh my God, I feel better, like noticeably.
I tell you what I've found, and it was sort of on a whim, really, is there is a natural supplement called propolis. It's basically just a pill form of bees' honeycomb.
What? Say that again. What is it called?
And then propolis, Propolis, and it stimulates production of a particular chemical in the body that the body naturally makes, which is a natural antibiotic. So it basically works like antibiotic pills. And when I say that, it actually works like antibiotic pills. I spilled on it because my doctor was refusing to give me antibiotics. And so I was looking for something online that would do the job. And I read on a website that this propolis stuff works as an antibiotic. So I ordered it from Amazon, and I really didn't expect it to work. But I thought, I'll give it a shot. It's natural. It's not going to hurt. And it works just as effectively. You have to use double the dose. So like with antibiotics, you take one pill twice a day, I think it is. With propolis, you take 2 pills twice a day, but it still works just as quickly and as effectively. And I've used it on a number of occasions when I've had a toothache or I've had issues with my diverticulitis, and it really does work.
Okay, hey, actually I looked that up. I'm gonna come back to that in a second, but I might have a fix for you, Trekkie Gal. While you have the Discord window selected, no. If you're getting the white screen, just hit Control R. Try that. Well, I'm assuming did you uninstall it or did you still have it installed and you're just trying to overwrite it? Excuse me. Okay, well, we're in for that answer. Yeah, propolis is thought to have antibacterial, antiviral, antifungal, and anti-inflammatory properties. Is limited. Research is limited. Not exactly sure why, but bee products appear to provide protection from same bacteria, viruses, and fungus. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah.
And what I love about this, it might not be scientific research, like a lot of it, but there's enough to link it. And it's not like someone's just making this crap up. Well,
Right.
sometimes they are, but
right. I mean, it's anecdotal to a degree. I mean, I'm sure what works for some people doesn't work for others, but that's true of some, pharmaceutical products as well.
but again, that comes down to people misusing it too. It's like it doesn't work for a lot of people. It doesn't work for is mostly, I guess, because they're not using it right, or they're not doing it enough, or they
Right.
give up. But yeah, there are some people that they're going to react differently to it. But that's just biological randomness there. I uninstalled to get a fresh copy, but couldn't seem to download. Okay, so you uninstalled it, and that's okay. What browser are you using to download? And I'm gonna put the link for the download in the chat just in case you're
Please do.
actually on the wrong page. And I'm reading more on the forums about this Discord white screen of death. It's actually related to data inside your app data directory, and I don't expect you to know what that means unless you know computers, but it basically means a temporary file that has been corrupted in some way, and it's causing the program to load with some kind of screen leak. Let's see here. Discord. All right, so I'm going to put the link in the chat. Let's make sure it's the right one. I'm assuming you have Windows, so please let me know if it's not Windows. Though you did say PC, so I'm going to assume Windows. Copy link. And if you do have a Mac, just get a PC because Mac spelled backward is crap. Copy link location. Okay. Oh, I can't.
I think you take up priority with the letter.
Hold on. Just a moment.
Using Chrome? Okay. Let me make sure there's nothing wrong with my Chrome. Make sure if you have any pop-up blocker installed that you disable it. That might be the issue. I'm checking on my end here to make sure Chrome isn't having some kind of... no, it's popping up at the bottom. It's downloading just fine so far. I hate it. Sometimes you get those links and they go like halfway and then they fail.
Yeah.
Like for some security check, and you keep clicking it and it keeps failing. You keep clicking it. Sometimes that happens, even with software that you know is absolutely fine. Yes, you rock. I hate Apple too. I love apples. I hate Apple. Yeah, I'm not getting an issue here. What I would have to do now. Remember when everyone's bragging? When everyone bragged how great Mac. Well, yeah, Macs were based on a lie. So that whole remember Macs don't get viruses campaign. Yeah, that was an absolute and utter lie, and they sold computers on that. You know what Macs are good for? Ow, that's loud. Cap.
Yes.
That's ear piercing, sir. I'm sorry. I am literally getting a ring in my ear from that. Okay, is it safe? Okay. The only thing I like Macs for is for my older Pixels. Somebody who doesn't want to deal with any of the OS crap and wants to color. If you color in between the lines, then Mac is fine. But if you actually want to be any kind of creative or be any kind of outside the box, don't get a Mac. The only thing a Mac is good for is to run Windows. And as funny as that sounds, it's actually real true.
Yeah.
Okay, Trekkie Gal, I'm gonna need to trying to think how I can get some more information from you. But if you're just not getting the download, try a different browser. Try Firefox or Internet Explorer. You should have at least Internet Explorer or the other one. The other one I hate. what's it called? Edge.
God, I hate Edge.
Oh, I hate Edge. All Edge is the app version of Internet Explorer. That's what pisses me off because now you have programs and apps that they're basically the same damn thing, but they're on different platforms. So now we got to say app. That means like something different. And you have programs,
Exactly.
but they're the same thing. They're just not. It's like Schrodinger's cat. You don't know if it could be an app or a program until you click the button. Oh, you got it. Okay, you got to start downloading.
Anyway.
What happened, Aber? I couldn't hear you there, man. You're cutting out.
Our Jam. You're roboting.
How about roboting?
Yeah.
Get closer to the router. Turn off Netflix. You know what though? I mean, they should have done that, man. Like when we got hit by this whole CV thing, they should have did something about like, you know, Netflix and Hulu. They all should have stepped up to the bat and made their services free. You know,
That makes sense.
keep people home. You know, you got idiots right now throwing parties, like big ass parties and stuff, and people getting bored. And the number one reason why people are leaving their houses is because they're getting bored. And the government's making people do things anyway, right? Like they're making people do things anyway. So they should have been like, hey, Netflix, Hulu, CBS, you know, let's even like the pay-per-views, even cable pay-per-views. Hey, listen, it's only for a month. Let's all chip in. If everybody chips in, maybe we can get more done. Keep people home.
I have to agree. I liked Netscape Navigator. Old, but
Oh wow, I forgot about Wow, I forgot about Netscape. It's been that long. God, I'm old. Holy shit, they were okay. I think didn't they like turn into Firefox though?
yeah, yeah, they really did.
I mean, I don't know if it's like company related. I'm just saying,
No.
like when I think of Netflix, I think Firefox today. Like Firefox today was yesterday's Netflix. That yeah. Oh wait. All right. I did the same. I did the same. Just downloading. I just plugged in my phone. Did you get it installed, Trucky Go? And I gotta watch out because I'm waiting for a phone call when my ISP guys come, and I'm gonna have to disconnect for a minute.
Oh, no problem. You mean like old, like Bird of Prey? Is that right, Aberjam? Because Bird still has his AOL email address.
The login changed to open. What does that mean? Does it have it open? Open. I'm looking. Here. I gotta close this C base here. Oh, by the way, I added some new equipment. Not new, some old equipment. I used to do little music. I got it hooked up to my new computer now, and going quite well as far as streaming with it too.
Well, that's good.
Yeah, it's real a pain in the butt with the whole audio inputs and outputs and all that stuff because this is actually a controller. It's not a doesn't make sound. It's not a synthesizer. It's a controller, and I use Cubase as my sound synthesizer. Really confusing with the inputs and outputs, but I have somebody I'm seeing tomorrow, and they got some interesting stuff that I'm going to. So I wanted to refresh my brain on all of it. So I decided, let me pull this out. Where are we here? Not old. You still use AOL for your email? Yeah, AOL always offline. Yeah, exactly. Correctly. Wait. All right, let me see if I can message her something special here. Yeah, I don't see just this. I don't see where Discord says open. I'm just logged in. I click here. I have my username. I click LDG. What's cooking? Close. No, that's nope. Right here. Add friends, pinned messages, start voice, help, recent. My account. Streamer mode enabled. Oh, I hit log out. Okay, so if I hit log out.
LDG, you might want to tell her how to clear out the computer safely. Her temp files and such. Would that not help?
That would help too, but if she did an uninstall, then technically it's supposed to meet her halfway on that. But yeah, would clearing cookies help? No, not cookies. It's not the cookies. That's a different type of temp file. You need to clear your. You need to clear your app data directory, and it's a hidden directory. You can't see it, and it's hard for me just to explain it to you like right now because if you accidentally mess up, you can lose more than help you. If you have it loading right now, it's loaded. The screen's loaded. You're not getting the white screen of death anymore. Email. Password. Okay, so that works. I'm back on. Okay, that was easy enough. Right here. Here we go. Sure. Okay. She's gonna let me. She's gonna share a screen so I can see exactly what her issue is.
Okay.
I'm gonna have to go on a private call with her on Discord.
Go for it. You take care of that. And yeah.
Thank you.
No problem.
I'll be back. Yep.
And I will put him backstage so that he can have some privacy. Now, if anyone else wants to come on stream while we wait, LDG can let us know in the chat when he's ready to come back on. That won't be a problem. In the meantime, if you would like to come on, just come on and join the stream. And as you can probably hear, welcome to the Insanity House. I love my nephews, my great nephews, but not when they're being their age. Abraham, you don't. No, that's no problem. Actually, why don't we try it now? Since it would only be you and I on, and nobody else. See if that helps because it does seem to do. Mr. Lundell's backstage, so I'll just have to talk with him. Hello, Mr. Lundell. What have we got going on today?
Same old, same old. Waiting for the damn economy to open back up so I can go to work.
Oh, yes. Trust me, we're all ready for it too. Even if it's limited right now, opening it back up would be more helpful than waiting.
Yeah. Okay, Democrats have had their little fun. They've treated us all like 3-year-olds. Now it's time for us to be grown people again and pay their damn salaries. So, and by the way, if you're not considering voting straight Republican after this, you're nuts. Okay? You're just plain nuts.
At this point, I don't endorse either political party, but I understand completely what you mean. Some of these people are just nuts.
I understand the logic, okay, behind, 30 days, 6 weeks, and this should be over with, okay? And you may have to throw a little money out to people in that time, okay? But, I mean, come on. I mean, you look like Michigan, they should be storming the governor's mansion in Michigan. I'm just going to be honest with you. That woman, okay. But anyway, something different before I get your stream shut down.
So what movies are we showing today, Mr. Lundell?
I got some Frankenstein movies.
Cool.
First one was Frankenstein Island. You missed that one. You didn't miss much.
Yeah.
Next one is Frankenstein versus Frankenstein meets the space monster. A little bit better. I think you'll like that one more.
Sounds better, actually. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And what's on after that one?
It's only 2 today.
Oh, only 2.
The first one was the Frankenstein Island. Yeah. The second one is Frankenstein meets the space monster.
I thought you said there were going to be 3 today.
No, it's just 2.
Okay.
It's kind of hard to do 3 because the other guys that are doing this, we try not to step all over each other.
Oh, absolutely.
So like this evening, it'll be a couple more movies from different guys. Let them have the primetime spots, I guess.
So what turned you on to some of these older movies?
Just watching them as a kid.
You're not that old. And these movies are older than you. Come on.
Yeah, but okay. I grew up in the 70s. Okay. You had 3 networks and PBS.
Uh-huh.
And if you lived in a big enough part of the country, you had one independent station and one UHF station. And usually what happened was the UHF and the independent, well, actually with the UHF, that's where you got like Star Trek
Yeah.
and shows like that, Voyage to the Bottom of the Sea, Land of the Giants, stuff like that ended up on the UHF station. Now, the one independent station, it would show mostly movies. And they would, they would have like a movie at, say, 10 o'clock in the, 10 a.m. or 9 a.m., something like that.
Right.
And then they would, after that movie, they would show like old TV shows. You get, Jack Benny show, Milton Berle, stuff like that, until about 3:30. Then they show another movie. Then more old TV shows, and about 9, 10 o'clock, there'd be another movie. After a short news break, maybe they had a news team. Usually, it was just one person, and they would read off the wire for like 10 minutes,
Right.
10 or 15 minutes. What went on in the day, and then another movie. Another movie, and chances are it would be movies all night. And so that just that's where I picked up all of this stuff. They would always show, one of those two channels would always show a movie. Westerns. The old film noirs, gangster movies, these really bad sci-fi movies, and I could always find something interesting.
Oh yeah.
Something, and what I've noticed, you younger guys, y'all really like this shit. Okay. And I think I figured out why.
Why is that?
It's a story there.
Absolutely.
You are getting engrossed in a story. See? It's not about, how many explosions, the death count, and how good the special effects and makeup is. It's an actual story.
Exactly. And I think that's one of the things that Hollywood's lacking now, is they're relying too much on special effects and not on the story.
One of the things, that's the main thing. Okay. You got to remember storytelling. Okay. That's after we learned how to talk, that was probably the second thing we did, was learn how to tell stories. Because that's how the caveman got the cave girl. It's like, hey, babe, we went out today. I took out 5 bears. Okay, here's your skin. Okay, here's some meat. So can we hook up later? And maybe she knocked him out and dragged him by the hair into the cave. So that most importantly is what's missing, the storytelling. So you can have all the great special effects and the Wagnerian theme song and all of that, but if you can't tell a story, what do you have?
Nothing.
A bunch of flipping noise. That's all, and a light show.
Yeah.
And so like now, okay, this squarehead chick that's causing all the country. That's all she. If that's in fact true, that's all she's gonna do.
Yeah.
Have some loud music and a couple of chicks with lightsabers, and people will look at it and go, "What the hell am I spending my money on?"
I'm not hopeful with this.
No, look, look. Michael Eisner is going. I'm waiting for him to come out and just say, I don't know what the hell this is. No, no. He just got to let him hang and step out there and say, I didn't know anything about this. Y'all know more about it than I do. I'm not signing off on it until I know more about it, at least, or something like that.
Exactly.
See, because Disney, people don't realize the financial straits Disney is in right now. Okay. The major loss they took with that last Star Wars movie. Okay. And all the money they spent on buying these properties, and a third of them is not producing. Oh my goodness. Okay. So, better, it take the hit and impact when she walks into the office the next. Your stuff's already packed. You don't have to touch anything. These guys are gonna help you put it in your car, but this is as far as you go. I would take the hit, and then if he takes the hit, I'll guarantee you he'll find out just how vocal a minority that is that's pushing all of this, and how very little money they actually spend.
Exactly. Because if they were spending, the movies would have made much more money.
Yeah.
Like my Bird of Prey 5. How are you today?
Kapla, it'd be nice if I unmute my microphone.
Yes, it
I'm
would.
good.
Well, I figured you were busy at the time.
I needed a couple minutes to pay the doctor, but yeah, all good now.
Oh, that's good. So everything go well, or is expected?
Yeah, I'll have my prescriptions for another month, so
Good.
all's good. Hello, Mr. Londell.
Hello, Bird. How the hell you been?
Not bad. Just had I was with Captain Trek earlier. I had to drop off because of a doctor's appointment, a virtual doctor's appointment. But I came back and I was with him here and number one Sci-Fi, and now I'm back. They're gone and you're here. Welcome.
Well, too bad they don't accept virtual money for a virtual visit.
Yeah, what's up with that? I should ask him how many Perogian rounds does that come out to?
So it is, let's see here, about 10 minutes till 3 your time. Is that correct?
It's recorded to 3, yeah.
Yeah. So what time are you going to be streaming your game?
I don't know. Probably at least a half hour to see what's going on. I mean, if people are on, I'll just come on somebody else's stream. But otherwise, probably 3:15, 3:30, something like that.
Okay. That sounds
Not
good.
too late.
Oh, no, definitely. No, and I would like to thank Aberjam for coming on, and it was nice talking to him while he could talk. Unfortunately, he had to plug his phone in, and unfortunately, his mic doesn't like when his phone's plugged in, so he had to drop off. And then, of course, he'll he'll want to play a game that he downloaded earlier. Something that he was looking forward to. So that it's always a good thing.
A game. Which game?
Let's see here. That was Snow Runner. For Xbox.
Snow Runner.
Yes.
Never heard of it. Oh. Okay. Oh, who had the bright idea to turn Snowpiercer into a series?
I have no idea. That's a good question.
I mean, who? I mean, has anybody really seen that stupid movie?
I haven't.
Watch the movie before you try to watch, before you think about trying to watch the stupid television show. Okay, I give it one episode and it's canceled.
That's pretty bad.
Because if people sit and watch that on a weekly basis, okay, I'm like, come on. Another example of poor storytelling. That's all I'm going to say.
Wow. Yeah, that's unfortunate. That is definitely unfortunate.
Yep.
We are now getting close to the 2-hour mark, and I think it's time now to end the stream. I'll be looking forward to. Oh, you're still here though, or that's good, Aberjam. I can talk to you on Discord. I think I'm going to go ahead and end the stream now. I want to thank Bird and Prey 5 and Aberjam and Mr. Lundell for being on today.
Thank you.
And I'll see you all later. If not before then, I'll see you at Bird Stream.
Kapla.
Kapla.
Okie dokie. Kapla.